think we good. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Bryan Turner Basketball Podcast. And I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, whenever you're hearing this. Glad and thankful to be able to come on this microphone and kind of talk my talk, or give insight on a few things possibly that's going on in my life, and things I'm observing and I'm seeing, and just my day-to-day walk. And hopefully the words that I speak and the things that I talk about, or the things I encounter, can hopefully uh just give light and give courage and give energy to people that may be going through the same situation that either I'm going through, or that you may soon be going through. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. I know you can be doing a lot more things right now, than listening to a coach talk about life problems and life events. So before we get started, I want to again thank everybody for joining me. This video is powered by SeatGeek. Use promo code Coach Turner for $20 off your first purchase. A lot of great concerts that kind of went on all this summer. You guys, man, took great advantage of using that promo code, and I got so many folks saying, Coach, man, thank you for that. I used it. I appreciate it. And I mean, again, that's what it's here for. I can't make it to all of the shows. I'm happy to have a sponsorship, or being able to partner with a promo code with SeatGeek, and I think it's been real helpful to kind of spread the word on third ticket third ticket options for folks who like to enjoy shows. So again, Coach Turner for $20 off your first purchase. All right. Again, like and subscribe to the channel. Some of you guys, man, y'all not new to this. I think I posted a video, had a post that I reached 2 million views on YouTube. And let me see if I can get the we'll drop the bomb on that. 2 million views on YouTube. And I think back when I started this podcast, man, I just was reaching out to a whole bunch of old coaches, people that I grew up looking up to, wanted some insight from. And I was able to, kind of pick their brains, and they were lucky enough to give me, man, an hour, 30 minutes for me to pick their brains. And when I told them about what I was trying to do, I mean, they jumped on board. And even to this day, I'm still grateful to be able to have people that I can reach out to and conversate with, get advice, and also give advice, and then also showcase the platforms and the things that they've been working on to the audience of 2 million views. I think again that's huge. So shout out to all the supporters out there who either used the promo code, liked the video, gave great reviews on the video, or even bad reviews on any of the videos or the podcast. Shout out and thanks to them. So let's see what else we got on the menu. This episode is going to start and kick off season number 7 of the my podcast journey. And then at the end of the day, I like numbering a lot of the podcasts, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it's so great to be able to go back and look at old videos and old content, and see where the growth has come in, see where the growth is going, if I'm going to continue to grow. And it's always great to scale up, and you look back, and I think it's just so much gold in old videos. But this is season number 7. I think back again, 2020, going through the pandemic, just kind of playing around with this, and man, we got, man, season 7 off the ground. So thanks to everybody again for the support. And I won't try to keep you long. I want to kind of get some things off my chest and kind of break some things down, because again, we are starting a brand new season, but we're also starting a brand new school year. So for all my educators out there, if you're listening, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I want to try to showcase a lot more educators this time around. For all the great people who do great work in our school buildings, whether, man, if you're a first year teacher or a veteran teacher, if you are part of the support staff, I want to try to highlight some of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, and also give hats off to all of our students student athletes, scholar students who are doing the right thing in the schools, and just taking care of business and education. I think like our society needs a lot more thinkers. And even though coming from a basketball coach, man, I love basketball true and true. I love athletics. I love doing everything sports wise. But in reality, man, we have a lot of athletes. We need more doctors. We need more lawyers. We need more thinkers. We need more problem solvers out there. So, if it's a kid, if it's a student that's out there, man, that has their head screwed on right, that has goals, that has ambitions, I want to showcase you. I want to put you on the platform for you to kind of tell your story. And again, you never know what this may lead to. This may inspire you to quit messing around on some of your social media or some of your YouTube or video platforms and start giving a little wisdom to your generation. Because when you look up in a couple more years, it's not going to be the old 40-year-olds that's controlling things and making decisions. Like I said, I love to keep young minds and young people around me because it keeps me sharp. You know, I think also too is so much value in kind of observing and looking what the youth is doing and what the youth is up to. So again, I want to use this platform to showcase you guys for doing such a great job. And it doesn't have to be all sports. It could be, like I said, anything you have going on. I want to make sure that we're putting positive things out there for our kids, and then hopefully the kids who right now who don't have a goal or kind of in limbo by being the beginning of the school year, maybe they can use that to kind of latch on for inspiration throughout the years or for the next 4 years. So shout out to those guys. Now let's see what is going on that I kind of want to talk about. And shout out to Brett Steelman. I know you kind of check some of my social media and you kind of follow me, but this guy has been real inspirational to me with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I took it up on myself maybe a year ago to kind of start diving into the word. And again, I grew up, just to give you guys a little background, I believe I was baptized Catholic. Growing up, really never really had a foundation of going to church on a regular basis. But at the same time, I was a very, very spiritual person. I mean, if you went to school with me, if you were around me growing up, you know that I've always carried a high vibration and a high conversation when it comes to spirituality. So the opportunity had presented itself a couple years to lead a group of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes the last couple of years, but with the conflict of the cloud hanging over the school head, we kind of put it on the back burner. But through and through and in all, still kept the relationship with Brett. And shout out to you, Brett. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I am going to put you on the spot. But we took it up on ourselves to just kind of dive in, and we grew our friendship and just going over and combing over the word, diving into the Holy Bible. And this is something that I never really, I grew up around it, but never really took the time to actually dive in it. And just by me, again, being 42 years old, not ashamed that, I really, never took the time to get into it, but I always had and always took a liking to seeing what was in there. Had coaches that were very inspirational to me growing up that I played for. Shout out to Coach Tim Gray. Shout out to Coach Richard Hamilton that, always instilled a sense of faith, around our team, around our culture. And it kind of stayed with me and it carried on. But not until like this year, or even at the end of last year, that we started just kind of diving into things. And today we stumbled over the scripture. And this is not going to be a real religious episode, but I just want to kind of give context to this situation. And we kind of talked about I think we were reading I think James, one of the verses in James, and it talked about just having being able to persevere through suffering, being able to persevere through suffering, and the light clicked on as far as things that we go through, that I was just like, you know what, Brett, man, it's funny that when we talk about these things, it gives me inspiration to jump on the microphone, and with great responsibility of me talking in this microphone, that hey, it's going to be people listening. So what can I give people that's going to tune in for 20 minutes, 30 minutes to tune in to me? So I said, you know what, let's well, no, so we talked about persevering, and having endurance to persevere, because a lot of times people want the instant gratification. You know, we have freshmen, we have you hear so much of this generation of the word entitled. These guys feel entitled. We have an entitled generation. And a lot of times they don't understand or know what it's like to endure suffering. You know, I take it back to, I kind of put a athletic spin on things, but growing up, I didn't play on all of the great teams. You know, my teams were fairly good. My teams were very competitive. We had a high basketball IQ mixed with kids that just wanted it straight out the mud. But for me to sit here on this microphone and said I played with all of the greatest and the best teams, that's not true. A lot of folks can't recall my freshman year being heartbroken, knowing that we won a semifinal game going into districts, only to be let down, saying that we had to forfeit the game going into the championship game on the day of the game. Heartbroken. So it wasn't a sense of entitlement my freshman year. So we come right back out my sophomore year, and a lot of expectations, a lot of young group of guys, but we got smacked most of the year. I think we ended up with like a losing record, 11-15, 10-16, something like that. But throughout those, ups and downs throughout the season, learning how to persevere during hard times, learning how to persevere during the suffering time. And coach would always just instill in us that, again, this is not the finished product. We have to stay at this. If this is something that you really want, you just got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing, because again, this is not the finished product. But boy, man, that group of sophomores during that time, our group, class of 2000, man, it birthed a lot of dogs in that group, to where the next year we improved. I think we won maybe about 18, almost close to 20 games, improving, feeling like, man, we got smacked around our sophomore year. But again, learning what it's like to endure during suffering. And so we came out, had a great junior year, to where senior year, man, we were one of the top teams in the area, getting invited to a lot of these showcase shootout events. And people remember that team that, again, got smacked around the sophomore year. And now we were on our way. Again, that wasn't our finished product. And for, a young athlete that's listening to me right now, a coach that's listening to me right now, things may not look exactly how you want them, how you want them to look right now, but you gotta learn how to persevere through suffering. And it's funny that this is not me just talking. Again, this is coming from the word, and this is coming from a Bible scripture. Now, again, I'm not here to say that I'm just holier than thou, but again, shout out to Brett for helping me kind of walk through these verses, because it hit home. And a lot of times we see certain things not going our way, and we want it right now, and we want to be successful right now. We want to have the things that we want to have in life right now, but again, you have to learn how to endure the suffering. When you come out on the other side of that, man, it feels so good. So that's just a little nugget that I want to try to drop on you guys, just to let you know you're not by yourself. I worked out tonight, went in, did not feel like doing it, did not feel like getting on a treadmill, did not feel like lifting weights, did not feel like stretching. And when I started going through the whole process, man, slumped over, not upset, but feeling drained, feeling like, man, why did I do this? But when that clock and that horn went off, that it was the end of the workout, man, I felt so much good about myself, so much better about myself, because I completed something. I put my mind into saying, hey, I was going to work out for an hour, and then I finished that hour. Man, it was something special that came over me. It was growth in that. And so understanding that, again, the suffering is all part of the game. It's all part of going throughout life. Again, we're gonna have some ups and downs. And when you're going through all of that, man, just make sure you're giving God all of the glory, because, you know, at the end of the day, we have to be grateful for things. And that's something that I want to try to instill in the people that I come around, in the men that I impact on a daily basis, being around, is that, this is not my doing. All of the stuff I have, all of the stuff that I'm able to accomplish or not accomplish, this is God's work. This is God's doing. And at the end of the day, we have to give him the praise. Even if it takes just a few seconds, just thanking him, and make sure that you give it up. Because sometimes we go through our life making sure that I want to have this, I want to have that, I want to do this, I want to do that, but never taking the time to reflect on the things that you have, the things that you're going through, and knowing that it can be something beneficial coming out on that other side. So